Let's take a broader picture and just look at the special teams overall. How they've been this camp.
Yeah, it's been actually, I wouldn't say surprising, but expected. I mean, these guys, Coach Chadwell talks about it, man, just how much they love football, right? I tell them on day one, special teams, how hard you play on special teams is a direct correlation to how much you love your team and how much you love your teammates, right? All these guys, they come on their official visit, they're talking to the running backs coach, they're talking to the linebackers coach. Not very often are they talking to the special teams coordinator about playing right guard on punt or back center on soul or kick return. But these guys, they go out here and they do it because they love their team and they love their teammate. They do the jobs the gritty jobs nobody wants to do, but it means success for our team. Success for their returners, right? They're putting their livelihood on the line for the team, and I appreciate that. And it's been the camp has showed up in the drills, right? I told them what I want our identity to be is the way we compete, right? The way we finish, our toughness, and the joy we play with. And I think these guys are doing that, and I appreciate them for it. And it showed up. I think we're going to have a pretty big year. I say that it's tough building depth charts right now, just because we got so many bodies that can do it, which is a good problem. I appreciate that problem, right? I'm just trying to get our players on the field that can compete. But I know as we go through the year, it'll kind of level itself out a little bit. But I got a good amount of bodies, and I'm excited for the season to start.
Do you have to do a lot of next level thinking in terms of planning out if so-and-so gets injured that's going to be a prime player, then I may lose a special teams guy?
Yeah. So you want to protect some of your players, right? There's guys, but at the same time, you want to do them well because if they're wanting to play on the next level, they got to play special teams, right? These guys, the scouts are looking at them. Special teams is a route to get to the next level, and a lot of guys have embraced that, and I've spelled that out to them. I've got NFL players to come. Old Walt Aikens came and sent me a video I got to show to the team about just how important it is to play special teams on the next level. Walt Aikens, a former teammate back in our day right there. But he just talks about the importance of teams and playing that and get to the next level. But you want to protect some of your best players, yeah, but at the same time you want to get them on a team here or there just so they can get some tape for scouts. And then obviously as they go through the season, if they're getting war, if it's a game that they're going to play a lot of snaps on defense or offense, you're trying to get. But like I said, we got bodies lined up and guys that can do it, so it makes my job a little easier in that regard.
We talk all about the quarterback battle. You got a kicking battle going
sure do.
on too. You got three guys vying for that job. I mean, what have you? Is that still going down to the wire here going into this?
Yeah.
week?
So I'll say it's Jay Billingsley, Braden Beck, and Tyler Black. I think Jay and Beck have separated themselves a little bit from Tyler. Tyler had, not to say he didn't have a great camp because he did, and he's kicked in ACC games. So I trust that Tyler, he's still got 3 seasons left with us. I trust that he's going to kick a lot of balls for us in the future. But it kind of separated with Billingsley and Beck. I mean, we chart everything, we time everything. Jay kicked 103 balls in camp. He made 94 of them. Beck kicked 106. He made 95 of them. So the consistency is really incredible. Out of these two, is the best as far as teams and kicking go that I've been a part of in my days coaching. I feel comfortable trotting either one of those guys out. Right now, I've kind of took a step. Those two are going to be battling for the ones. And like I said, Tyler Black's a great kicker. He's going to help us out with kickoff. He's going to help us out with field goals in the future. But those two are our seniors. This is their last year. It's their last go around. Those guys are going to be running these with the ones and the twos for the next 9 days that we got until Saturday. And we'll let the pieces fall where they may.
Is it just as simple as who makes them, or is it, do you start gauging distance? Do you look at experience?
Experience helps a lot. I mean, Jay Billingsley obviously kicked a lot at his previous school. He had a school record 54-yarder there, so he's done it in game. I trust that he can do that. Beck's been here his entire career. He's bought into Liberty. He understands. He wants to be here. I really do feel comfortable with Beck if he were named the guy to go out there and make it for us, or Jay. And then back to your question, you are looking at stuff besides the make. Obviously, op time is very important. Everything's getting timed there. We're looking for a 1-2-5 op. Those guys are right on it. So it's a lot of measures people don't really think about. And then obviously height on the ball, because you got to kick it over a field goal block team that's rushing. So, and then experience does play into it. I think that's something we're gonna have to consider as well here in next week. But like I said, it helps that he's not a freshman that's this consistent, right? The lights are not going to be big for him. He's kicked in a game at Liberty before, Heck, he was kicking in 23 for the Flames. So I don't think the lights are too bright for him. He's a super senior. I mean, I don't think that's be a problem in this regard there.
Dylan, you obviously began your career here, played here, then went elsewhere to start coaching. Coming back here, how special was that for you?
Yeah, it was a surreal moment, I guess. I remember coming to a game back in 2008 as a junior in high school. Things were a little different back then, but if you'd have told me I'd come back and be a coach here at Liberty, somebody told me to pinch me, man. But it was definitely awesome. Things have changed a lot. I mean, when I first got back, I think I hadn't been back to campus since 2016 after I played. I finished my season in 14, graduated in 15. I hadn't been back since 16. I've seen pictures and videos and stuff, but just getting back and just seeing campus was incredible. You know, the stadium, looking out, you're like, wow, this is big time college football, right? And I'm blessed to be back. You know, the Lord does exceedingly abundantly more than you can ask. So I wasn't expecting, but the Lord opened the door and I got back here somehow, and I'm grateful. That's why I got to approach every day with a little gratitude. I got to remind myself, heck, man, you're at Liberty University coaching football, right? So that's the way I want to approach my day, with a little gratitude, and maybe that pays off for the late nights, long nights. You know, makes it worth it.
Snapper-wise, do you envision using the short and the long snapper, or you just using one for now?
Yep, so last year we used the short and the long, and that was more to, I thought they were both very capable. Ryan Wilkins did a great job for us. Obviously, Ryan Manis improved significantly from 2023. So we wanted to get him out on the field, get him some experience in a game. Just trying to thinking ahead, build him for this year, because we knew that Ryan Wilkins would leave. Obviously, there's no more eligibility, but we want to get Manis prepared so he's not coming out this year with first time playing in the game. So we wanted to get him some reps. He did a nice job. He'll be handling both of them this year. And then we got a young freshman that came in that'll be training up behind Manis.
What was the connection with Coach Chadwell and the staff to get
Yep. So
back here?
my original linebackers coach here at Liberty was Carl Torbush, right? And then he retired from here. He moved back to Tennessee. ETSU brought their program back, and they hired Carl. So when I graduated here, I was fortunate enough to get hired there at ETSU for Coach Torbush, and I spent my time there for 3 different head coaches there, and Carl and Randy Sanders and George Quarles. But then obviously we finished up at ETSU, and Coach Billy Taylor was my defensive coordinator at ETSU, and he had actually coached when Coach Chadwell was playing at ETSU. So I saw they had an opening. I hit up Coach Taylor. He reached out to Chadwell, and the rest is history. It's all about who you know, right?
Ask you a little bit about your returners. Looks like it's Brylan and Juju in the punt game. Use those guys in the kick return game too, or just tell me a little bit.
So it'll most likely be Brylan Green as our punt returner. He does a really solid job. He's trying to make it hard on himself in practice catching balls and just make it a little more challenging. He puts boxing gloves on. He's very solid, still just catching punts. The main thing we want to do is field the punt, right? That's the number one thing, because every time the ball hits the ground in a punt return, it's an average of 16 yards lost. That's a first down and a half. So we're trying to field the punt first, obviously protect that yardage there for our offense, and then obviously BG's got the ability, to take it. You see some dynamic returns last year before he got injured. I think he's a guy that can do it for this. And then kick return wise will be Juju, just an explosive athlete. Me looking at him or watching tape on him when he's sticking his foot in the ground, getting north and south is scary. So I hope to do the same thing for our opponents. But Juju will be there handling kicks, and Brylan on the punts.
So he physically actually puts boxing gloves on?
Yeah, he does put boxing gloves just to make it hard on himself, which I appreciate. Man, he's just trying to get better, right? And that's going to be an avenue that, again, things he's trying to help him out, get to the next level.
So camp for you, what's it been like? The life of a punter in fall camp. Take us through what that's been like, especially for you, a veteran.
Yeah, so this is my 5th fall camp, 3rd with this staff. And fall camp for us is a lot of what our coaches say. It's the idea of mastering the monotony. Our job is the same thing every day, doesn't change. We have to be consistently good every day. So that's consistent, not only with, your location of punts, hang time, distance, but also your recovery off the field, lifting, maintaining your muscles and your body really. Because about 2 weeks in, you've kicked every single day. You kind of have to compensate almost and kind of change up your form some because like your leg is slower, you're tired. So really, it's just finding a way to maintain being consistent. And this camp was honestly for me it was really enjoyable, which is I know it's like kind of like hard to say really, but this is my fifth one, my final one, and I was able to kind of like step back out of that and be like, I've been here 4 years, going on 5 seasons, and we only have 15 practices, and just step back and like this is the last time you get to do this, be at the facility all day, so it was enjoyable for me, and I thought I performed well. So.
You landed on the Conference USA preseason watch list as a punter. Take us through your reaction when you saw that and kind of all the work that you put in going into that.
So I actually don't have social media right now. So that was passed to me through, just the different players here. And honestly, preseason watch lists, I can't look at those and be like, oh, sick, I'm going to have like a great season and stuff. But I just take really everything, whether it be criticism or praise, as a grain of salt. And it's cool to get on social media, and I've been here 5 years, so it's kind of like, like all right, put them on the watch list now. So it's like, it doesn't really change my mindset. I just try to bring the same energy every day, same consistency. And all that ties in with that. So.
Early on in camp, Coach Chadwell said that he thought the punting game kind of needed to pick it up a little bit. What clicked after that? That maybe first week or so, just picking things back up. Yeah.
We always welcome encouragement from Coach Chadwell, and I appreciate what he said because. The Sam Crossan, the guy, the sophomore now, we're actually roommates, but he's gotten a lot better since last year and last spring ball. And that's really pushed me, and we kind of pushed each other through this, which has been cool to see because, one of the things that we emphasize here is competition, and it's for that reason. I texted Coach Lou this quote the other day, and it's pressure is a privilege, and you only experience pressure when you're doing something important, and it pushes you to get better. So that's really how I took that, and Sam getting better, it put pressure on me, and I had to push past that pressure and elevate my game. So.
Max, with you being the holder, there's competition at place kicking. Take us through the kickers in your assessment of how they've done and kind of pinpoint each one and what strengths they have.
Yeah, so Jay Billingsley and Braden right now are, I think, still competing for the Saturday job. And it was a really tight competition. Still is a tight competition. I don't think we've named a specific guy at the moment. But yeah, so me and Braden have played with each other, known each other, all 5 or 4 seasons, going on 5. And Braden came out really, really strong, and he stayed that way pretty much all of camp, and so did Jay. And Jay, he's a veteran guy. Played I think 3 seasons at his previous school, and. Braden's form's a little different, which is kind of cool to see how he can, still hit like a good ball with it. And then actually a funny story of me and Jay. So we actually grew up in the same hometown, kind of. He's from like Anderson, South Carolina, and I'm from like the Greenville, Spartanburg area. And he went to TL Hanna, and they were like a 4A school, and I went to a small, like a 2A school, like a private school. And we never played each other in football, but we played each other in soccer once. And I can't say I remember playing him, but we played TL Hanna once, and I'm sure we played each other. So you could say that me and Jay have chemistry together too. But So they're still battling that out. But I mean, they're both really good players, and can help us out. So.
Your holds the same for each one of the guys, or does it change a little
Yeah,
bit?
pretty much. The only time I had to change my holds was last year with Carhu. He kind of liked his towards me some, so he kind of matched his foot more, which is funny. But yeah, it's pretty much the same.